Hello there, Sagittarius. Welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your full moon in Virgo reading for 2020. The Virgo full moon will be with us on March 9th at 12:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm so glad that you are here to share these messages with me. Thank you so much for returning to the channel if you are a subscriber or coming back to visit again. And if you are a brand new member, thank you so much for checking us out. So glad to have all newcomers visiting the channel as well. As always, if you have not yet done so, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and join the Dragon family. Also, give it that dragon claw up by hitting that like button and let me know that you enjoy this content. Always a few quick notes before we start the session that this is a general reading. It will not resonate with every single Sagittarius out there. So if these messages do make sense to you, if they resonate with you, those are definitely meant for you. If they don't resonate with you, don't make sense, kick them on out to another Sagittarius out there. This will mostly correspond with Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs, and all Sagittarius cross-watchers are welcome to join us as well. If you are interested in a personal reading, would like to make a donation to the channel, or want to see links to any of the card decks that I use in my readings, all that information is always below in the description box for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. The full moons are always a favorite time of mine. They are big on manifesting. They're big on bringing emotional culminations and conclusions to the surface. And this one, of course, is no exception. So Sagittarius, this is mostly going to light up your universal 10th house. That is where the Virgo full moon will be placed. And so to me, when I look at that, there's a lot of earth going on right now. There's, Venus just went into Taurus this week. We have 4 planets moving along in Capricorn. And in your universal chart, those are hitting all the earth houses, the Taurus house, the Virgo house, the Capricorn house. To me, this Virgo full moon can be challenging because Virgo is a square, which is a challenging sign to your sign. But to me, those square aspects can many times bring up, a lot of fire, a lot of drive. They might make us a little uncomfortable, but it's for the point of getting us motivated and getting us moving forward. And so what I feel for you is that this is a beautiful full moon that will really bring up a lot of energy and drive around your higher career, your greater ambitions, your higher goals in life. Because all those earth houses being activated for you right now, Sagittarius, to me that just says, physically manifest your dreams, make something come into reality, and you are stepping forward in a more real, tangible way. Sagittarius is always a very truth-seeking, philosophical, spiritual sign, but instead of always being just, up in those goals and up in those ideas, this is really saying, let's bring it down to earth. Let's bring it into a physical experience, turn those dreams into reality, literally. Also, the fact that Venus is going to be transiting your 6th house this month, I would say that it's a good time, especially because this also resonates with the Virgo full moon, is that it's a great time for taking care of yourself, for loving yourself, for being kind and gentle and healing to yourself, and doing anything that's going to bring about greater healing for you, Sagittarius. So let's get into your cards. I'm going to pull a first card that's going to have a theme and a keyword for your Virgo full moon energy, and then we're going to do a past, present, future spread with the moon cards and with the tarot to get you some deeper advice on all this. So let's get started. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising sign of Sagittarius as we do their full moon in Virgo 2020 reading. Please protect their energy as well as mine throughout the session, and please bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you. That's interesting. So diligence came up, Sagittarius. This is the same keyword that Virgo got. And to me, it's really about paying attention to the details, doing the work one day at a time that you have to put in, seeing things from a higher perspective, you know, as you see, you know, the seagull flying over, or maybe I think that looks like a seagull anyway, but he's flying, you know, over the landscape and seeing things from a higher perspective as well. So if you feel like you're getting, you know, too close to something, or you're having a hard time seeing it clearly because it's like it's too close up to you, you know, this is time to kind of pull back, see the big picture, and vice versa. If you haven't been paying enough attention to the details, it's time to pull in and take care of those. So let's go ahead and pull from the Moonology deck. We're going to do the past, which is the past 30 days, you know, since the last full moon we had in Leo for February. Those full moon cycles last kind of 30 days to 30 days. And so then we're going to do the present energy and then the future energy going forward from the full moon. Ooh, so look at this, Sagittarius. So the immediate past. Interesting, right? Because this is time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio energy is what was going out with this last 30-day cycle. Remember, we did have a Mercury retrograde going on, and that is actually ending the same day that the full moon in Virgo arrives. So March 9th is a big day. Full moon and also Mercury going direct. So this is really helping us because, you know, with this the Mercury in retrograde was in Pisces. That's another challenging sign for you. So, you know, there was a lot of emotional work coming up, releasing a lot of negativity or anything that needed to be let go of. And because Virgo is such a sign of healing and release and detox and cleansing and purging, I think this is just going to complete, you know, any cycle that you've had and have been working through to release negativity. And then look, on top of that, we have the waxing crescent of realization. So yes, this is definitely coming into proper manifestation, proper view. You are realizing that release. You're realizing that, you know, many of those toxic elements are passing away. And then here in the Virgo full moon, the present energy for you is the full moon in Sagittarius. So look at that. There is your own energy. And funny enough, that same thing that I said earlier about the diligence card comes up to look at the bigger picture. So Sagittarius, yet again, this is really coming through from Spirit, that if you've been, you know, too caught up in the little details, is like pull back, look at the bigger picture, look at the whole, look at the forward movement, look at the goal of where you want to get. Not necessarily where you are right now, but what's coming, you know, around the corner. So let's look at a clarifier for that one. Yes, and look at that, the hot moon of extremes. So this to me as well, Sagittarius, this is about healing some of those extremes. If you feel like you tend to, you know, push things too far to one end or the other of the spectrum, this is time to kind of bring them back to the center. The hot moon is also the moon, full moon of July. So just keep in mind that this card and this time, the, you know, things that get initiated or concluded during this full moon in Virgo may very well have even deeper significance getting into the summertime this year. So that's definitely a thing to watch for. And then going into the immediate future, the next 30-day cycle after this full moon concludes is the full moon in Pisces, which is balance of spirituality and practicality. I like that all of your Moonology cards in the spread this time are all full moons, which to me tells me that this is a time of a lot of conclusions, a lot of things coming full circle, a lot of things are wrapping up for you with this full moon cycle in Virgo, Sagittarius. So, you know, yes, balance spirituality with the practical. Don't just, you know, give too much into your feelings or into your logic. Try to balance them both. There's a lot of elements coming through here of, you know, integrating two diverse sides of yourself. And then on top of that, we have another waning crescent, which is actually the second step after realization. We have acceptance. So, you know, this feels very, very beautiful in the sense that you're accepting help. You're letting people in to give you help, guidance, healing, etc. Because Sagittarius, you can tend to be a little bit of a loner. You're a pioneering sign. You don't have a problem going off and doing things all by yourself. Sometimes you feel like you don't need help from anybody else, but this is saying, don't be afraid to let people in and let them help you. Let them reach out. It's a balance of give and take and reciprocity. So let's pull some tarot and get you some advice on all this. Ooh, so Sagittarius, look at this. You've got the Chariot going forward from that immediate past position. So I feel that you definitely learned a lot. Could have been very emotional because this is a Cancer ruled card with the Chariot. But yeah, this was definitely, and look at this again. The, you know, the dark pony and the light pony, right? You know, it's like there's that balance between those two sides, bringing things into you know, a better balance, a middle path, right? It's, you know, avoiding those extremes. So absolutely, let's pull another card on top of that Chariot. And yes, Three of Shells, definitely you headed into a better place coming out of this last 30 days, which a lot of us are, because this Mercury retrograde was very emotionally taxing for a lot of us. So on top of that, yeah, the Three of Shells, playfulness, bliss, get together with friends, enjoy some time of just relaxing and letting go of how hard or difficult or challenging this last 30-day cycle was. Coming into this immediate energy of the Virgo full moon, you have that Ten of Cups. This is a beautiful, beautiful card, which is wish fulfillment, emotional security, and a feeling of just, you know, comfort and peace, which you've definitely been looking for, Sagittarius. So I think you're going towards a good direction here. And look at that. On top of it, we have the Ace of Shells, which is the same as the Ace of Cups. That is absolutely beautiful. Wow, Ace of Cups with Ten of Cups. So happiness, abundance, spiritual blessing coming in. And a lot of it, Sagittarius, is because of the challenges that you've been experiencing. This full moon in Virgo is powerfully manifesting something. So absolutely take some time to yourself to meditate during this full moon. It's very important because that's a lot of water energy. And this Mercury retrograde that we went through was in Pisces. It's a very watery, very magical, spiritual sign that would have been, you know, crossing through your fourth house of the home, of soul origins and roots. So it's like this is bringing you back into focus of what it is that, you know, makes you feel emotionally secure, happy, stable, all of those good things. But it's also spirit blessing you by bringing in that Ace of Cups as well. So keep that in mind. So going forward into this future, you have a lot of that Pisces energy, right? You know, that acceptance energy of allowing people in. And this just gets even stronger. We come through with this Three of Wands, which is all about release. Well, not so much release, but it's kind of like, it's surrender, it's acceptance. Yet again, it's allowing things to come to you rather than having to chase them down. This is really you sitting back and saying, you know what, I've done a lot of work, I've put out my intentions, I've told people how I feel, I've communicated what I want, and so now I'm going to sit on the bank, I'm going to stand there because I know that my ships are coming in. I know that, you know, what I've asked for will return to me if it's meant to be. And so it's a really beautiful, just like, you know, in that same column, in that same future column, like the acceptance, that's like accepting things to work for you and come to you rather than you having to run after them all the time. So let's pull a clarifier for that one. And we have the Two of Crystals, which is balance, adaptability, one day at a time. So Sagittarius, yet again, you have had for some of you, this is general, so it's not every one of you out there, but for some of you, it's been really, the challenge has been to balance, staying in the middle. And to me, Two of Pentacles is all about balance. You know, in the traditional deck, we have the guy on the tightrope, you know, holding those two, you know, coins, or, you know, holding those two and trying to balance them. So balance is a really big thing for you right now. One day at a time. Don't chase it down. Let some things come to you. Absolutely. That's the way to get through all of this energy. So let's pull a last card of affirmation from the Little Making Magic deck. Ooh, power symbol. I like that. So this is a divine glyph, and you can write that little, you can draw that, put it in a journal, or write it down, meditate with that symbol for this Virgo full moon. This is cleanse, purify, and protect the physical body. That could not be more perfect. That's actually, if I was going to pick any card to symbolize the Virgo full moon, that would be the one, because, you know, Virgo is about cleansing, purification, strengthening the physical body, and well-being. Oh, beautiful, Sagittarius. So take good care, be good to yourself, have a beautiful full moon, and I'll be seeing you soon.